Hey everyone, welcome to the Wilson Homestead. I'm Sheena. On today's episode, I want to take you outdoors for a little bit because we've been cooped up in this house for so long, we just need to get outside. I want to take you outside to the chicken coop and let you meet the chickens, and then after that I want to show you the perennial bed. I've got a few things coming up out there, and then I'll take you down to the vegetable garden where I'm going to show you what's going on with the garlic. So let's go outside and see what's going on. Chooky chookies. Babies. This is Clary. She only has one eye because that big chicken over there is mean and pecked her eyeball out. So I moved her in with the little chickens, and she seems happy here. And that girl over there is Domino. She's our oldest chicken. She's so old that she doesn't lay eggs anymore, but we just keep her as a pet. And this little guy right here is my rooster. I just call him Little Roo. He's really mean. He attacks me every single day, but I still love him. Huh, Roo? And this little lady over here is Tic Tac. She's a Frizzle Cochin. And this little girl right here is Squirrel. Hey, Squirrely. What you doing? She lays tiny little eggs. And I have another big hen over in the other pen, but she must be laying an egg right now. She's not out. So here's our other big hen. She is busy laying an egg. Her name's Rocket. So this is my big perennial bed. And as you can see, there are a few things coming up. These are irises, and I actually have a crocus in bloom right here. And here's a white one. And I've got a few daffodils coming up. But not a whole lot. So even though it's really cold outside, I've got garlic plants coming up. This row is Italian garlic, and these fatter plants over here are elephant garlic. still kind of cold and miserable out there, but I'm hoping that the weather is going to get nicer. The forecast says after today we're supposed to have warmer weather. But anyway, while we're down here in the grow room, I just want to give you an update of what's going on behind me. So let's look at it. This is the creeping Jenny plant that I brought in from last season, and it is going crazy. I gave it some fertilizer and put it under this light, and it is really happy right now. It's putting out new growth everywhere. And right beside of it are the trailing geraniums, and they're putting out a lot of new growth too. Hopefully within this week I'm going to separate these. There are 3 plants in this pot, and I'm going to separate them out and give them their own pot. And also I want to separate this creeping Jenny. This flat has a lot of annuals going on. I've got some parsley back here, and it's starting to get its true leaves on it. And I planted some new chives earlier this week, and you can see there is a seedling coming up right there. And this is the lobelia. It's a trailing plant that has flowers on it. It's an annual. And right here next to it are 2 6-packs of coleus. And if you look real close, you can see that they're starting to get color in their leaves. And behind that are trailing snapdragons. I grew these last year and I saved the seed from them. Now, I don't know if they were a hybrid or not, but we'll see what we get. And over here, these are New Guinea impatiens, and they're all starting to come up. These are the plants that I started for my raised bed outside. And we don't have that bed set up yet, but hopefully we will soon, because these plants are going to town. These are the tomato plants, and they are looking pretty good, except for they're a little bit purple. And usually whenever tomato plants turn purple, it means that they have a phosphorus deficiency. So this week I'm going to start giving them a weak fertilizer. You have to make sure that you use a half-strength fertilizer or you'll burn the plants. So I'm going to start these on fertilizer this week, and hopefully they'll green up. And here are the baby pepper plants. They're looking pretty good. These are some bok choy seeds that I started last weekend, and they're doing pretty good. These are the Wandering Jew cuttings that we took, and you can see that they are starting to put on new growth right here. And here are my geranium cuttings from last season. And I've been putting fertilizer on them, and they're starting to put out new growth too. These are the Zabroon shallots, and they are growing like crazy. You can see they're going clear up past the lights. I've been harvesting the tops off of some of them, but they are growing like mad. These are the Granix hybrid onions, and you can see that they are also going nuts. Here's the Walla Walla seedlings, and I just trimmed them this weekend to use in cooking, but you can see the ones that I didn't trim are really long. They're doing really well. So I had a little bit of a setback with these columbine seedlings. Last weekend I noticed that they had aphids on them. I don't know where the aphids came from. But anyway, I had some pyrethrin based spray, and so I thought that that was what I should use for the aphid problem. And after I sprayed them, the aphids died, but you can see that the spray burnt the leaves. So I don't know, I mean, if you guys can comment below and tell me what you use on seedlings, something more gentle that can get rid of the aphids without harming the seedlings, I would love to know. But I'm hoping that these seedlings will pull through, because you can see that they're putting out new growth at the base. So I hope they make it. These are my Osteospermum daisies. They are doing great, and I'm hoping that next week I can transplant them into bigger cups. And right next to them I have some petunias. And then over here I have some perennials growing. Some Jupiter's beard and some Veronica. So as you can see, I'm having a couple problems back here in the grow room, but I hope by putting these videos out that you can learn from my mistakes, and you know, you can put some comments down below and you can teach me something too. So that just about does it for this episode, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time here on the Wilson Homestead. Bye guys.